MacVoices is sponsored by Smile and PDF Pen 9, the best way to do more with your PDF documents, including optical character recognition, search and replace, secure redacting, highlighting features, and much more. Get all the details and download a free trial at smilesoftware.com. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. Folks, I have a new friend, Ragav, who I met in line at the keynote. We were waiting for the keynote. We were the first in line for AltConf. Garric is a developer also and a fellow podcaster. Gentlemen, it's great to have you both. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great being here.
Yeah. So, Ragav, I'm going to start with you, and that way I just block Garric out as I reach across.
Okay.
So, you and I got to talking about this. You are a fairly recent developer, and you have a fun little app that was one of your first projects.
Yeah. So I built an app called Taco Button as like my first real project. You basically open up the app, you press find tacos, and it'll find tacos for you, because who doesn't want tacos, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I like the idea. It's simple. It gets the job done.
It does one job, and people are happy with it, right? So it's cool. It's a cool app.
The thing that struck me about it was not necessarily the app itself, but the idea that, okay, you had something in mind and you built the app to do it, and as part of the learning process, and then you had something to actually share out to other people, again, as a fun thing, but also as part of their learning process.
Yeah, I was taking a class online, and then at the end of it, I knew how to do things, and I wanted to build what I wanted to build, which is finding tacos, and easy way to find tacos, right? So I built Taco Button. Yeah.
So Garric, how about you? You obviously, I introduced you as a podcaster, but you also are a developer as well.
Yeah, I work at Farmers Insurance as an iOS developer, and I also consider myself a Swift developer. Love the Swift programming language. You can do lots of things with it besides developing for Apple's platforms, like scripting, server side. And I also have the Swift Coders podcast that I'm the host of, and also the founder of swiftcoders.org, which Ragav is also a member and a core team member. And we basically teach people how to change their life for the better using Swift and iOS.
Okay, so you have a day job in it, and you do it as a recreation. You just can't get enough?
I guess I just really like Swift, and the meetup, Learn Swift LA, was a really big part of my transition from a lawyer to an iOS developer. So I keep doing it as a way to give back, because this community is really amazing, and so I just want to give back.
You're the only person I know that has a Swift lapel pin. I like that.
Yeah, they were giving this out over at DubDub, and it's kind of the only one I've been wearing because I love Swift.
It's the first one I've seen, so that's why I didn't know. Good, great. So what is the developer scene like where you all are from? You all got together and met somehow. How did that happen?
So I was teaching myself, right? And then when I was done, I wanted to kind of network and find a job. So a different friend told me, oh yeah, go to the Learn Swift meetup. You'll have a good time over there. And then I kept going. It was kind of like mid-sized maybe back then. But then as time went on, it kept growing, and people kept coming, and people keep finding us somehow, and it's just growing and growing, and we get some very smart people coming in to help us. We get like basic beginners who we still learn off of when they learn new things we don't learn. So it's really cool. We're just building it slowly.
Again, it's that enthusiasm. It gets infectious, and somebody tells somebody about it, and they want to come and be part of it, and that's how it builds. How did you get into podcasting? Are you a podcaster first or a developer first that it focuses on the development side?
Yeah, so I started the podcast after I was already really addicted to Swift programming. I was inspired by iMore, Renee Ritchie. I was inspired by Code Newbies and Saran Mubarak, I believe her name is. So I just wanted to create a podcast, came up with an idea with Swift Coders, and so now I guess I'm a podcaster.
So what do you cover technical things? Do you do interviews with developers? What is sort of your stock and trade?
Yeah, so the tagline is hear their stories, learn tips and tricks, and leave empowered. And so the whole idea is to interview the Swift developer, everyone from someone like Ragav or me, all the way up to Chris Latner, the creator of the Swift programming language. Learn their stories, hear about where they came from, how they got into programming, all the way up to how they got to where they are now, and try to get nuggets and inspirational tidbits to help people feel like they can do it too. to make these people who we kind of see as like rock stars, let's say, or people who are already, people we admire, people who are already an iOS developer, and see that they're just humans like us, so we can relate to them and feel like we can do it too. So there's that bit, and then also just talking about Swift specifically and their interest in the programming language. So for instance, with Chris Latner, it was like about creating the language. With Ragav, it might have been about how he's a team member at swiftcoders.org and how he leads sessions and teaches people.
So I already know the answer just based on what you've just said. Ragav, is there something you think extra special about this community? Because I think there is, and I don't know how to put it into words. Is that what drew you in?
So I find that most iOS developers are very passionate about what they do, and that passion, just being around that passion on a weekly basis, it drives you to be a better iOS developer, and you leave excited every single time you get together. And it's a great feeling. I can't get enough of it, you know.
Well, that passion is the word. There's no question. You come to these conferences, you cannot not leave enthused. And I'm not even a developer or a coder, but I come and just being around you people, hearing the projects, hearing the enthusiasm with which you attack them is infectious, no question. What were the best parts of the keynote for you all? I mean, was it the development stuff, or was it more the products and the opportunities are coming to develop for those?
Yeah, so I can speak about DubDub.
Go for it. Yeah.
So the keynote was really cool, and Platform State of the Union was awesome, and I saw a few other sessions like the augmented reality one. I think the themes were video, graphics, virtual reality, augmented reality, and machine learning. Obviously there was all these other announcements, but to me that was like the theme throughout. That's what Apple's really pushing. Then the other theme, I think, which is really important, is inclusivity and accessibility. So if you look at like the main advertisement for this year's DubDub, it's all these different kinds of people hanging out. We can see it right there. So it's about inclusivity. And then also accessibility. You had Michelle Obama talking a lot about bridging the gender equality gap or inequality gap, and then also not even just gender, but people from all different walks of life. And I think that's really important. So for me, that's what stood out. I think Apple does a really good job in general of pushing that forward, and I think that's what we do at our meetup too. And we're just a reflection of this community, this really accessible and inclusive community, which is really beautiful. So that's what stood out for me at DubDub.
How about for you? What are you taking home with this that you're excited about, other than the stuff we already talked about?
Quite a few things, right? I guess development-wise, the AR kit is super exciting. I can't wait to go back and start playing with that. I like the idea of making games, and I've made games before, so I want to go back to making games again, maybe, right? Or playing around with it. The machine learning was really cool. I like the vision machine learning. So they make it look. It looks really easy, the API that they provided. I can find someone's eyes really easily and put sunglasses over them. So I want to play with that a little bit. And then product-wise, the new MacBooks look really cool. So I think I'm going to upgrade finally. And then the HomePod is great. I want to buy 2, maybe 3 of them, because I love music, and they just... I love music, and I like good sound, and I think Apple makes great products, and I think those won't disappoint.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we send folks to find both of you and what your projects are? And for some reason, Raga, I think that I see virtual tacos in your future. I'm not quite sure why. Where do folks go to find out about you and what you do?
So I have a website. It's ragav.io, raghav.io. You can find, everything about me over there. I used to blog over there. I'm kind of slacking over there, but I have my portfolio, my Twitter, and my GitHub link all over there. Yeah.
And Garric, I have obviously the podcast URL as well as anything else you want to talk about.
Yeah, sure. So you can find pretty much everything at swiftcoders.org. Twitter is the best. I'm GARRICN on Twitter. The podcast is called the Swift Coders Podcast. I'm really easy to get in touch with. You can direct message me. Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. I hope to see you both back wherever WWDC is next year, right back here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Thank you. Folks, we'll have more from AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes, links to subscribe, and to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, the MacVoices blog, the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, and on MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard that helps you do more with your Apple tech. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.